Hello, this is VINtmus Art, and we are here today with Mr. Maurizio Minardi. Maurizio Minardi, he's a pianist, a composer. He studied in the University of Bologna as an Italian composer, and he's coming today to talk about his new album. Maurizio, thanks for having you here.
Welcome, Leandro, welcome.
Tell me about your new album you just released not a long time ago.
Yeah, I just released this album. It's a quartet album. Means that plays with me double bass players called Nick Pini, and on drums Jason Reeves, and on cello Shirley Smart, and I play accordion. So basically it's a quartet with accordion, the sound. And the title of this album is The Cook, The Clown, The Monk, and The Accordionist.
Oh, really interesting title. Wow. Why this name? Why you chose this specific name?
It's quite a parody of a movie I watched more than 20 years ago. I was very impressed. It's a Peter Greenaway movie. It's called The Cook, The Thief, His Wife, and Her Lover. And the music is by Michael Nyman. And so it's just a parody. In my album there is some few different character. So there is the cook, there is the clown, there is a monk, and of course the accordionist.
The accordionist. Yeah, this is a really, really amazing film with an amazing composition, and sometimes it gets really extreme. It's a comedy, but I remember when I watched it, and sometimes it's really hard. What's the similarities in your music? Just to make a point, in your concert I was talking to someone, and this lady said me, I love his music because when I close my eyes talking about you after a concert, I can visualize an history in his composition.
Yes, the similarity with the movie is just the movie is quite grotesque. It really exaggerates the character, and it's so exaggerated that sometimes could be funny, it could be dramatic. And I like the same similar in my music to put something dramatic, but also something a bit funny, so with a bit humor, no? And to tell some story. In fact, in the album, there is a trilogy of the monk. The monk escaped, the monk abandoned, and the monk is back. So it's just a story about the monk that want to escape from monastery to try the real life, and they get loved. They fall in love for a girl, and they was abandoned. So it's a proper story, and I like to tell something by music, some story.
Yeah, and these stories about these monk stories sometimes come from real life because. We live our life, and we think for any reason we think it's not enough. You want to discover new things, and you know to reach new barriers, and you want to just go away in order to have new experiences.
Yeah.
Sometimes we change our lives, sometimes we go, and other times we just come back to where we are, where we come from. What happened to the monkey at the end? He come back or not?
He back. Yes. He back. He has nostalgia of the previous life. So it's important to have a dream, no? And maybe to travel and then to back, no?
I guess he's a man of many dreams and a man of many miles travels as well.
Yeah.
You are originally from Italy.
Yes.
Where about in Italy?
Yeah. I was born in the South Italy, in Calabria, But after I moved in Bologna, and I lived in Bologna for almost 20 years. And I feel both my home, South Italy and North Italy. And I bring with me, of course, the flavor of Italian flavor. In this album, there is inspiration from a great composer. It's called Nino Rota. Nino Rota is a great composer, Italian composer, favorite composer of Federico Fellini. He composed The Godfather, the music of The Godfather, La Dolce Vita, Otto e Mezzo, many movies of Fellini. And I think Nino Rota is a great composer. I get inspiration. There is really a flavor, Italian flavor, popular music from Italy. And so I was, for this reason, I composed one tune. It's called Marcello. Marcello because it's the name of the actor. It's called Marcello Mastroianni. It is a main actor from Fellini movies. Just a taste is the tune is long.
And how are promoting your album right now? Concerts and
yes, I promote my album, of course, playing around in London, in UK, mainly at this moment. But also, I like to make a video. And so I already made 2 videos from this album. I'm planning to release another video soon. And the 2 videos, one was about The Cook in Love. This, of course, is a title of one tune. And it was very funny video, very interesting. We had this shooting in a popular restaurant. It's a French restaurant actually, and the cook is with the real mustache. It's very funny. He is great. He's not just great cook. He's really great actor.
it's amazing.
So I invite, maybe if you maybe you already seen, but if you don't see it, to check on YouTube, The Cookie Love. And it's interesting because, of course, this cook start to cook some delicious, and then a beautiful woman entry in the restaurant, and he start to dream, no? Start to dream that probably, no, maybe they fall in love with each other, and in the moment when he approach her, it start to kiss her. In this moment, the dream disappear, no, and he realized that it's quite late. Yeah, he should to cook. So very very funny, and we made this a couple of months ago. We promoted the video, of course, and I did another video. It's called another video. It's quite fun. It's called Penguin, and it was quite funny as well because we wear some penguin mask, and we had the shooting in Brixton, this area where I live actually now. I like this tune, Penguin. It's inspired about the Penguin Cafe Orchestra.
How do you create your music when you start your compositions? Because when you listen to your composition, it's really clear that there's a whole development behind. You have a start, you have a crescendo, then you have like a final, and then you can like this lady. She told me that she closed her eyes and she can see the whole history going on her head. Do you compose this way? You think about some kind of history? Do you start with think about a kind of melody or kind of development, or in terms of modulation? Or how do you do?
For this, the last album, melody is very important. Yeah. So I really start from melody, and when I find a nice melody, what I try to do is to tell some story. So to change how the chords could be accompany this melody, how could be change the mood of the melody. Maybe at the beginning it could be solar melody and then start to be a little bit dramatic and then back again. I really like, maybe because I love movie, of course. I was quite addicted about cinema, and I used to go in the cinema 2 or 3 times a week. Always I wished to compose music for film, for movie, and I didn't have this opportunity in Bologna because it's a small town, and I hope maybe London in the future to have opportunity to compose for movie, for film would be great.
Yeah, this would be amazing because as I see, your composition is need images. It's like I'm listening to your music and I can feel myself in some kind of situations, some kind of things going on, and I think that would be great. And how your composition as well, they're unusual in the way you work with melodies, because sometimes you're a new album I'm listening to, sometimes you use just a few notes and you extend them, and behind that you have all the work going on with for quartets, or sometimes you use many melodies really fast. How you choose? How would you describe this style?
It's quite, I don't know, I think it's contemporary music. It's a flavor of what I'm in London now, so what is extraordinary in London is to meet people from everywhere. And I played with the musicians from everywhere. Everyone have different backgrounds. So I like the idea the music reflects my experience. So it is a bit minimalist music, but also melodic music. And there is an improvisation, of course. Sometimes it could be dissonant in music, just a bit. And I think that this is just contemporary music, where you can put what you want. Of course, is important how do you do it, but
without having any specific canon. Of course, you have a background because you have classical studies, you have jazz studies as well. You have quite a lot of material to take from.
Yes,
to work with.
It's true. It's not just what I'm doing in London, but in my background. I studied piano and organ. organ on the Conservatorio of Martini, Bologna. Before in the previous album, there is, of course, a little bit jazz, a little bit minimalist and world music. But now, the last two albums I made in London, this is more evident, no?
Classical studio, did you focus on any specific composer or any specific works in order to develop your sensibility?
From classical music, I prefer to get inspired by Baroque music. Mainly probably because I studied organ and there is a lot of Johann Sebastian Bach, for example, is a great composer. But there is also great Baroque music, Italian composer music like Vivaldi. Antonio Vivaldi is extraordinary. And Albinoni, there is many composer from Italy in that age, and I like to take from classical from that, but I like also the contemporary classical or the modern classical music, like Maurice Ravel, Claude Debussy, where I try to catch some minimalism, something very minimal, impressive. No? I like this, to try to put all together. And of course, jazz is very important. We improvise almost for 50% when we play in a gig. So it's really important for me to improvise, to put some music in that moment. And if you want, I can give you a test. I can test. It's called The Taming of the Shrew. The title is no Italian, but is inspired by I had the experience to play accordion in Royal Shakespeare Company recently. It was great because the director, the background of the story was quite modern. It was put in Italian in the 50s, and the composer get inspired about the popular music, from Italy. So I was inspired. So I just composed this music. Yes, the Taming of the Shrew. Just a little test.
That's great. Maurizio. And if someone wants to contact you regards concerts, how is the best way to contact you?
Just through my website, this MaurizioMinardi.com. There is contact. You can see all my videos and kind of listen to my music.
And in terms of your albums, if someone wants to buy your albums, how can find you?
It's possible to buy my album all digital shop in internet, or if you like someone like the CD, it's possible to buy in Amazon or directly by my website, by credit card, PayPal, everything. It's quite easy. Yeah.
And to contact you, you have Twitter, Facebook.
Facebook, Twitter.
Just Google Maurizio Minardi.
Yes, Maurizio Minardi in Google, and it's very easy to catch me.
Maurizio, thank you very much for your time. It's amazing talking to you.
Welcome, Leandro. It's a pleasure to stay here, to play with, and eat delicious food.
Great,
and
thank you.
Drink great wine. So
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers. And for you, please keep in touch with your VINtmus Art, and coming up soon new material, interviews, and everything really nice. Thank you. Cheers.